and the number of Hollywood names joining the list to work with directors from the country is growing, among them Penelope Cruz, Javier Bardem and Juliette Binoche. Now, one man who's been grabbing the interest of international film enthusiasts is Abdolreza Kahani, and he joins us here in the studio. Thank you very much for speaking to us on Middle East Matters. Now, can you tell us about your latest film, Absolute Rest, which is Estirahat Mutlaq in Farsi? It came out in 2015 in Iran, but you're now in Europe promoting it.
When my films were previously screened abroad, it was because the Iranian government allowed for that to happen. After a certain time, a law was passed by the Ministry of Islamic Culture and Guidance, which requires movies to get accreditation in order to be shown outside the country. After that, most of my films didn't get a permit, or they were exposed to censorship. And this is the reason there are delays in my film releases now.
Now, we'll talk about those challenges a little later. Let's watch a clip of your latest film, Absolute Rest.
استیگارا که از دهنت در نرفت. از اون پدر به خودت رفت.
سلام بابا. خسته ای؟
ماما.
اومدی تهران گوکیو بخوری ها؟ برو بیرم بابا بیرم خیلی خوب بیرم.
با پول من چیز میکنی؟
رفته یه جایی یه قری داده یه قری کرده یکی خوشش اومده یه پولی داده.
Now, Mr. Kahani, you were just speaking about all the challenges that you have in this industry, amongst them, of course, censorship. Now, there are definitely two schools of thought. One that feels restricted by the censorship, the other that feels like there's a real challenge in finding camouflaged ways of telling these stories of society. Which group can you identify with most?
I think to an extent censorship can help us come up with new ideas, but this can't last. All these ideas come to an end at some point. I believe for us who have grown up with censorship, this concept doesn't just exist in cinema. It's palpable in social situations, in relationships between men and women, between children and their parents, friends. This censorship impacts all of us, and it's not just a government that's accountable for that.
I want to move away from the world of cinema, because you were, of course, among a group of cultural figures in Iran that penned a letter to the EU Foreign Policy Chief Federico Mogherini, calling on her to save the Iran deal. Can you tell us why you did that and why it means so much to you?
I don't claim to know anything about politics, but I know a lot about people. I am one of them, and I understand their hardships. These people who have lived with these difficulties their entire lives. These international decisions actually put more pressure on the average person, not on the government.
Abdolreza Kahani, Iranian filmmaker and a voice of the Iranian people. Thank you very much for speaking to us here on France 24.